What's going on, guys? It's Mighty.13 back again, and obviously
What's up? Yo.
Hello.
I am joined by three dickheads who are going to be excluded from the podcast in about 30 seconds, but still.
Okay, see ya.
See you later. So this is me talking to myself for an hour and a half. Fuck off.
Always the first sign of
So
insanity.
Obviously, the last podcast we did was just random shit.
a wonderfully disastrous podcast.
And I can tell you, it definitely was disastrous.
It really was.
And it was wonderful.
Yeah, it did well.
And it was a podcast.
It kind of was a podcast.
I guess if you are inclined to listen to my podcast. Before we start, obviously, just want to say massive thank you for getting me to 100 subscribers.
You're welcome.
Shut up, Dan. Been on the grind for 3 years now, and it feels good. Also, just want to say very quickly, on the day of recording this, it's my little brother's birthday, so happy 14th birthday, Liam.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday to you.
Did you get cake?
I don't know.
Probably. Can we have cake?
Oh, for fuck's
We
sake.
have McDonald's.
McDonald's cake.
Make
So-
that cheeseburger.
Obviously, in the last podcast, we ended on a bit of a...
Sour.
No, it wasn't so much sour, it's sort of a...
It was bittersweet.
So I'm going to kill the both of you.
That's
It was
life.
more of a sad-ish sort of... what's the fucking word I'm thinking of?
Podcast.
Topic.
A sad
Chat.
topic.
Yeah, it was kind of a sad topic to end on, and I think it kind of leads on quite well into this podcast, where the thing is mental health is kind of...
Shitty to have.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of a...
It's relevant.
It's about... And considering that, what is it? The male suicide rate is down to the lowest thing since...
Since 1978, I think it was.
Something like that. It's down to...
15.5 when it's about
15.5,
100,000
no.
people.
Exactly, as Dan's just said. So, obviously, it's improving, but you look at it in some ways, and then it's quite possible that it's still not being... Enough is being done. You know what I mean? We've all got our own differing stories. As Dan swears at his laptop. We all have our own differing stories within mental health. I mean, obviously, you guys, anyone who's been subscribed to my channel for a long time knows mine. Fuck off, Ben.
What?
You put I'm in pasta.
I ate my pasta.
Well, it's your fault for leaving it in here. And not giving us any food today. But yeah, we've kind of... Oh, we were sitting there talking after the podcast last week, and it kind of came about that we all thought, well, why don't we explain... I mean, as I've said, people know my story because obviously it's out there. You know, one of the first videos I make was about my mental health stuff. But obviously, with new presenters on the show, so obviously Steph, Ben and Dan, then it's all kind of... You know, it's all kind of a new chapter almost, so it's a chance to sort of learn how other people cope and whatever. So, I mean, my aspect of things will be from, obviously, for anyone who knows me in my personal life, last season I had a pretty bad knee injury, which kept me out for about 4 months. But obviously there was problems with sport on the run-up to that. So, obviously, I'll be covering the sports side of things, and I think Dan will just be talking... I think all three of the other co-hosts are going to be just talking about their experiences with mental health. And this isn't so much a podcast of, oh, look at us, we've got mental health, we're trying to be cool and hipster and whatever. It's more a case of, I think we all know how crap it is, and at the same time we can sit there and you never know, you might be low and listen to his podcast and realise that if us four fucking idiots can get through it, then...
Emphasis on the idiots for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, we can be complete and utter twats and still get through it, then there's still hope for you. So, I mean... I think the easiest way to start is just... I think if... Who wants to go first? It's just like Sunday night all over again.
This is like a primary school, and there's like... So,
Circle time.
13 times 13, what's the answer? Just playing with my bendy ruler. Oh, it's
188.
Oh, bendy rulers were fucking sick. So
Yeah,
this will be...
You could play rulers on the table, couldn't you?
Maybe we should go around in a circle, make
169,
it
of
less
course it was.
pressurable.
Where's four
Well,
of
yeah,
us?
but someone still
Or a
needs to go
square?
first, Steph.
I know.
Gron, as it's your podcast.
Well, yeah, but people already know my story. This is the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
If one of you
yeah.
lot start, because let's face it, the only person I know anything about is Steph.
Yeah, Steph should start.
It doesn't matter who starts. We're all going to say something anyway. It's like...
Steph?
There may be several... I'll just... A quick caveat. There may be several jump cuts in this podcast. If people start crying, then we'll sort of have to take a break just to sort of calm down and whatever. Unless you're me, and then I'll try and soldier through it and end up coughing and wanting to jump out the window that's next to me.
Yeah, we
It's
should like
fucking
lock that.
raining again.
We always talk about
Jumping out of windows.
Yeah.
no.
Or the weather.
Or the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect.
The thing is this will be a semi-serious podcast, but at the same time, it'll still have, the odd wisecrack here and there, because that's just how we are as a group. But in all seriousness, I think I speak for everyone here. If you are suffering, don't do it in silence. Like, there are people who will listen to you and want to help you. I think the thing is, as a group, we are there for everyone. In our group, we are there no matter what. So I shall pass the proverbial mic over to Steph to start, because, she's, the old saying, ladies first.
I don't know where to start with mine. Obviously, I don't have a diagnosed, I'm not diagnosed with depression or anything like that, but I do sort of, what's the word?
Self-diagnose.
No, not self-diagnosed, because I don't, and this might sound really naive to me, because I think everyone has a little bit of something, like I'm dyslexic. I know it's not a mental illness, but, it's still to do with my brain.
Still an aspect of life that does make life more difficult.
Yeah.
It's
So
an educational need.
Yeah, it's an educational need. So I'm dyslexic, and I've always struggled with words and grammar, even talking. Sometimes I even struggle talking.
We know.
Thanks.
Just don't stop.
Love you, really.
But no, like, even sometimes I struggle talking, and I think some of it is, sometimes I overthink things, and most people do this. Most people overthink things. But I think when I first realised that there was something a bit, like off about me is when it comes to, like, my relationships with people. So, like, long story short, I dated this guy, and we were dating, and at the time I was a virgin. I'd never done anything, and it was like my first, like, kind of like proper boyfriend, and he kind of I don't want to say he forced me, because he didn't force me, but he almost like made me feel guilty for not having sex with him, if that makes sense. So he made me feel like really guilty about not doing it. And yeah, so then obviously eventually I, did it. But basically, like, I don't know, because I haven't, like, talked about it that much. I don't know. It's like, obviously, like, we did it, and the next day he broke up with me. So I was like, okay then, I was obviously, like, really upset.
Felt used. And
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like for those of you who haven't like seen me on Grant's channels and that, I
don't know how the fuck you've missed her, to be frightfully honest. She's been on there for about a year and a half now.
Yeah,
she's on my channel more
I've
than
got
I am.
huge
for fuck's sake.
boobs, right? And and it's quite a key element into,
I can confirm they are huge.
Yeah, it's quite a key element into why guys like me, why guys flirt with me, why guys sometimes stare at me and follow me, and
Because guys are dickheads.
yeah.
That's why I'm a
It's
pineapple.
not so much. I know not all guys are dickheads. I know that, but at that point where I thought I found someone who valued me, who really cared about me, and for him to use me like that, and then just move on to the next person, literally after he broke up with me, was just really heartbreaking, because I felt, I felt like a piece of me. I didn't feel like a person, and that really affected me for quite a long time.
Kind of like PTSD, but not PTSD.
Yeah, it's sort of like that.
Relationship
so,
PTSD.
Yeah.
RPGSD.
Post-relationships stress disorder. PRSD.
Yeah, fuck it up.
Sort of, like, it's hard because because after something like that happens to you, you don't value yourself.
No.
And you kind of don't, you know, because after that, because I remember after that, because I was at church, you know, I was going to church at the time. I was training to be a youth leader at the time. So the other youth leader sat down with me and talked me through it and everything, and it helped, but I still didn't feel, you know, like a woman, if that makes sense. I felt like very insignificant. I felt like this naive, stupid girl, and after that I was very like iffy with guys and stuff. So yeah, and then I made like this huge like idiotic decision to date someone who was a complete and utter dickhead. No, it wasn't Grant, actually, it was his mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is Grant a dickhead?
Yes,
No.
massively.
Yes.
Yep.
He is and
I
he
can
isn't.
confirm.
He is and he isn't. Like he's a dickhead in, oh yeah, you know, ha ha, you're a
know,
dickhead.
yeah.
Just put a bowler hat on, so yes.
Yeah.
He's MJ.
Yeah.
Who is alive?
We're not getting into
Shut
this.
up, Ben, before I throw you out the window myself.
But yeah, so yeah, but you know, and obviously that guy was a dick as well, and I was like, oh great, you know, kind of thing. I was just like I was really fucked off with myself, and I was really fucked off with the world. So when I got with Grant, I kind of, you know, laid everything down for him. Like we were on the first date, and we had like this really deep conversation about our past, and I told him what happened, and I said, look, I'm not going to take any bullshit, you know, and everything.
Can I ask something?
Mm-hmm.
Did Grant actually start this deep conversation? Because all deep conversations get started by
I think
Grant.
he did. I think he
It's normally
legitimately
Grant
started.
with like two
Alcohol.
ciders.
A fuck ton of alcohol in the system.
No, all he
Yeah.
had was a McDonald's in his system.
The thing is, right, is just
He
That
put
works
vodka
too.
in the coke. That's
Yeah,
what it
literally.
was.
Vodka
Just
with a
to-
milkshake.
Just to caveat that though, I look at things, and yes, I know I'm normally the one to start with deep conversations, but within our social group, it normally falls back on me to be the voice of reason, which is a scary, fucking terrifying possibility, because I am really bad at reason. Like, as a rule.
You're not the voice of reason all the time, though.
No, but for a vast majority of things, when it comes to stuff like this, normally it falls to me.
Yeah.
And the thing is I'd rather be open about how I feel, how everything's gone, and whatever, because at the end of the day, what's the point in shutting it off from those who care?
Yeah. But yeah, so like I told Grant, and I literally said, look, I'm not taking bullshit, you know, like, and I told him what happened to me, and I said, not being funny, but, you know, you getting really close with other girls who aren't your friends, and you, like, you know, talking to people behind my back, that's not going to go down well with me, and everything. And, you know, if you do want to leave me for someone else, tell me, don't just...
Lead you on.
Yeah, lead me on, and then be a dick about it, you know.
Then again, I've never been that kind of person.
I know, but obviously, while I was getting to know you, I needed you to know
obviously.
that kind of thing.
So Grant took you to McDonald's for a date.
But sort of, it was almost like, oh, we'll meet up, we'll walk around for a bit, and we thought, oh yeah, let's get McDonald's. You know, quite hungry.
I think I can diagnose Grant with a certain type of mental health disorder now as well.
It's called being a fat fuck.
It's being called cheap.
No, I called it shitty dating disorder.
No, see,
Take her to Burger
SDD.
King instead.
no, see, you
No,
lot.
because then he'll just be too egotistical, you know, king date.
No,
come
see,
on.
you lot are here sort of having a pop. I did take it at Harvester. It's just
Yeah.
we both needed something to eat, so we stopped off at McDonald's first. And
McDonald's is good.
Yeah.
I think, and because
Hashtag
you
not
used to work there.
sponsored.
Yeah,
Well, no,
obviously
I've
fucking
got
sponsored.
burn. But McDonald's is good food. I got McDonald's vouchers.
Yum yum yum.
I'm loving it. I don't know how it goes, but
I have learned.
Copyrighted.
It's copyrighted.
Copyrighted.
But
It's actually trademarked.
trademark.
But no, because we just walked around the park, and then we were like.
What
sat
park
down.
was it?
It was 5 Arches, wasn't it?
Oh,
Mm.
Footscray.
Yeah,
There's a
Footscray.
McDonald's in Footscray.
I know that's probably the one they
On
went
the
to.
Stick Up High Street, it's only like a 10-20 minute walk.
Oh,
from the actual-
yeah.
Just walk down
Yeah.
next to Cleve Park for anyone who wants to
It
go
was
and
so
visit.
funny. It was his first experience of watching me
Meetup.
order a McDonald's. I literally
I
ordered
thought
2
you were
meals.
gonna say it's his first experience of eating at McDonald's. I was like,
Wow.
No, it's not.
what's he been doing for the last 19
No.
years?
Because when I go to McDonald's, I have to order 2 meals. Otherwise, I don't feel satisfied, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I go for quite a few meals. Like with my student card, I usually get the main meal, and then with my student card, I get a
Burger.
burger as well.
I ordered this huge fuck off burger with a wrap
Oh,
with a cheeseburger.
nice.
Literally, he's never taken me to McDonald's or paid for my McDonald's again after that.
Yeah, because it cost me the best part of 20 fucking quid just for you.
Not just for me, it's both of us.
Well, would you not
McDonald's is
take her to a
expensive.
restaurant instead,
Yeah,
where
I
it's
did. I
like
took the
50 quid
Harvester.
per head?
I took it to Harvester.
But the thing is,
Per
right,
head.
is that he
Yeah.
rarely takes me out, and it's
Grant.
Shut up.
and
Bad day disorder.
it's mostly because he hasn't got said funds to.
Yeah.
But obviously, we go to football. But obviously, after a while, I kind of get a bit like, when are you gonna, like,
Take it up a level.
like, try and really seduce me, like, take me out.
What sport do you like? Apart from football.
Basketball.
Would
But
you
there's
take-
nowhere to watch basketball here.
Would you take Grant to a basketball match? Would Grant go to a basketball match?
If we were in America, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, let's go watch the basketball.
Let's go America. But you say football. Football.
Don't mind us. Don't mind us. Keep going.
We're just going to let these two have their conversation about basketball.
But no, it's just it's more of a
NBA
thing.
teams.
Like Grant's still learning, and even though some people say, but you've been together so long now.
No, but everyone.
Surely
you can't stop learning.
I know.
Living is learning. You learn something new every day.
It's like not being funny, right? But I am at the end of the day, and this isn't me being sexist, right? But I am a woman, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
like
have
to
guessed.
feel.
Yeah.
I assume
I
you were.
like being wooed, right?
Thanks for confirming that.
You know what I mean? I like it when a guy tries to woo me and tries to like seduce me. It's a very like nice feeling as a woman.
I second that.
What, as a woman yourself?
I'm a lady. And Matt Lucas is my
You're a
friend.
bulldog.
Was that bulldog?
Bulldog.
So yeah, that's
You're a
just
dick.
that's just it. But going back to my past and how it affects me, it still does affect me. And Grant will tell you now, it still very much affects me. But he knows that he obviously doesn't like it. But
Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's a bit like I try my hardest to sort of help you, and there are sometimes that I can't. It's not that I don't like it. It's not like I'm going to sit here and go, no, you can't be affected by your past, because like you're painting me like
past
I'm a
makes
complete twat who's just like an egotistical arsewipe who, like,
When do we start talking about Ben?
Wow. But no, like
Love you,
You're
really.
my problem.
I look at it, and I'd say from day one that I've tried my hardest to sort of help you through stuff.
yeah,
I wouldn't say that I'm sat there and by saying, oh, he doesn't like it, you make it sound like that I basically sit there and say I'm the only one who's allowed to have
well, the
mental
thing
health.
is, you get the front of it because you are my boyfriend.
Yeah, I know, but the way you've worded it makes it sound like I don't give two shits.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just throwing it out there though. But thing is when you're in a relationship, you've got to care for each other. I mean, the way Ben's looking at Dan across the table right now, I feel like we could be drifting towards a double date, but
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, babe.
Hey, baby.
Can I have your digits?
I heard you like to be wooed.
With trumpets.
Woo woo.
Can I have a muffled trombone?
Woo, woo.
Can you dress up as a furry?
I'm starting to get ahead of you here.
No, I'm off.
Third.
He's got blonde hair. He's got grey hair. He looks like a
It's blonde, thank you.
60-year-old.
Yeah.
I do look like a
I'm
60-year-old.
not a gilf. I'm not into grannies. I'm not Wayne Rooney.
This was a serious conversation as well, wasn't it?
It was, but to be fair, I think this is the best way of doing it though, where you sort of,
You got to
you've got to sort of banter each other off. So,
yeah.
have you really got anything else to say, or are you sort of done?
I think the last thing that I should say is for the women who listen,
All three of you.
all
Like
three, all
Who's
three
that?
of you, is that
Steph,
Me.
someone else and someone else.
for
Ross will
the
be listening.
for the women who do listen to this, is that, and I don't mean this to be horrible to men. I love men, right? But you know, men sometimes aren't as good as you think they are. You know, if they stick around, then they're obviously worth it. But when they do take, if they take advantage or they use you for their own personal gain, and your feelings aren't considered, then that person does not give two shits about you. And there's no point, like, getting all worked up about it. And I know it's hard to say because I still struggle and I'm still trying to get over it, because obviously it was quite horrible. But you know, it's just a thing. You need to find someone to talk to about it. You need to don't give up, but don't give up on dating completely, because I think that's the worst mistake some people make when like they,
Yeah, because I know people which have just said, I'm giving up dating, I'm going to one night stands.
Sorry.
and then those are the people who end up being the thing that they hate and they fear.
Yeah.
Because I can't do one night stands, especially after what happened. I cannot do a one night stand because it would just bring that back for me.
It's like a loop, like a vicious cycle.
Yeah. You
Well,
know? I call it the sex cycle.
I was going to try and put the word sex and cycle together, but it's just going to end up cycle. So
Sex cycle.
it's a cycle.
Or
Sicilian lemon.
six.
Lemons. Thorntons.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, so if we move on to... Who's going next day? You two.
I'll go.
Ben, you look like a fucking gorilla.
My mum just texted me.
When you're coming home.
She was like, I thought you said you're going to keep me updated with plans. So I took a selfie in my radio studio, like, I'm here.
It's as updated as you need to be.
And then she just messaged me back, a picture of you, what does that tell me? I'm in the studio.
Midway through a podcast.
Yeah. I'm just going to give my mum hanging.
Boys getting slapped up later.
That's why I'm not going home.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck off. It means we've got to put up with him.
Damn, no.
Damn.
I can finally finish that game of golf.
The doctor's just finished.
I know we finished that. You
We
lost
finished-
I
heavily.
can beat you in tennis or archery.
Oh yeah, I can put my roller skates on again.
Oh my god, that was... Right. Ben, talk about your mental health and then we've got a funny story about Dan on skates.
Lift
Okay.
it back up.
Yeah,
So-
to sort of lift the mood back up when Ben inevitably cries his eyes out.
We have tissues.
It's always me crying.
Yeah, I know it
Yes.
is. Well, no, it was Lucas last time.
No boots.
Yeah.
And most of the table, to be honest.
Yeah.
Including me. Ish.
Yeah, you made me cry, but Michaela's leaving.
I
for it.
can't help it.
I didn't
He
cry.
cries
then.
at
I got-
everything.
yeah. Who, me?
No, Grant.
Oh.
Thanks, babe.
Especially when Dartford lose.
Shut up.
Which has been...
He is horribly one of the most
Oh.
emotional men I know.
That's not a
In a
bad
good
thing.
way. In a good way.
I was going to say, it's not a bad thing. Most blokes
He
don't.
cries to Disney.
Most...
No,
fuck
I
it,
cried.
Just because you don't watch Disney. No, most blokes have got the emotional range of a damp carrot. So...
That's one way to describe it.
Well, they do. If you don't start talking about your mental health, you really will be crying because I'm going to ram this pen up your ass.
And then a damp
Okay,
carrot.
on that subject. Yeah, so...
No conversation starts that well with... On that subject, Ben is going to tell us about his anal fixation.
Yeah, so that's
Pen
part
up
of it.
your ass on that
So-
subject.
I was bullied at school, majority like everyone else. I'm not saying, I'm the only one that was, but school life was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't help it myself. Looking back, I was a complete pillock.
Join the club, mate. So was I.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the age, isn't it? Where you just think, yeah. If the first week went well, then that would have helped me out, but it just didn't go that good. But so that's kind of put me, like damper on things. But then I lost my track. But then there was someone I met at the end of last year, beginning of this year. And
It's not me.
no, someone better. I'm joking.
Prick.
I was about to say,
Get off my
wow.
No, I'm joking. She, let's just say, she was the first person I was sexually active with, and
God help you if your mother ever listens to this podcast. There's so much shit that gets thrown about.
yeah,
But just these podcasts are just incriminating. So like, when inevitably we end up in court in about 2 years, this podcast will be used as evidence against us.
yeah. How long was the last podcast?
So an hour and a half, I think.
All 3 hours or 2 podcasts?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Damn,
yeah,
the
long
trial's
case.
going to be bloody long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sit through our
Hopefully,
voices.
hopefully the judge will be asleep and we'll go, and we'll just walk free.
I think everyone would be asleep.
Apart from us,
Basically.
we'd just
No,
be
including
reciting it.
us. Including
No, we've got to stay awake so we can leave. Anyway, so yeah, things went terribly shit. Can I swear?
Yes, of course,
course
you
you
can
can.
fucking
Just
swear.
don't say
Cool.
the C word.
Coffee.
Don't say coffee.
Coffee. That was a reference.
No one cares.
you.
But no one cares.
So yeah, it was like I got essentially kicked out of home / left home, and lived with her, and I was caught up in a battle because I wanted her, but I also wanted my family, but I couldn't have my family and be with her at the same time. It was like, shit, what am I going to do? So I'm not going to lie, I was with her
tool.
majority of the time, but when I wasn't with her, I'd always call up my mum, and then I'd block her so that if she checks my phone, which was a bit bad. I mean, I was blind at the time, but since then I think I became a little bit weaker as such, more emotional.
I don't see that as a weakness, though. I think
No.
that's
No,
a
it's
misconception in this modern society. I don't know if... Fuck.
Well,
I think being more emotional makes you a lot stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will mirror that completely. I think you're more of a man if you show your emotion, because...
Yeah, I mean, it was just like before that I used to treat my mum and dad quite bad, but now I actually appreciate it, like, you know,
Yeah.
like how much they do for me and stuff. Like, I was close to being kicked out of college because of my attendance, but literally I came back, I broke my ankle, and I think everything happens for a reason. I thought, I've never broken any bone in my body before, or fractured anything, so I thought maybe I've broken my ankle as a sign to push me on the right path, ironically. Because I slipped off a path, which is how I broke my ankle.
I remember the conversation. Sorry to interrupt. I remember the conversation I had with him about that, and he went, "Yeah, I broke my ankle. What'd you do?" I slipped on some mud, and I went, "Well, that was fucking stupid."
Yeah, I remember this conversation.
Yeah, it was literally-
I think I text you like,
Yeah.
Do you
he
remember
slipped
about
on some
Ben?
mud.
It was literally just down the road. And I was looking at cars because obviously I didn't have my car with me because my car was at my mum's. And so I thought, if I was looking at pens, maybe I would have just broken my wrist instead. But I thought...
Sorry.
What was that?
I love that. He tells everyone else off for having his phone.
My mum's messaged me. I've just gone to read the thing, and she sent me this thing about these dads discussing their children, and that's the starting point. Is the klaxon thing? Continue. Please. Sorry.
But I think that was like one of my ancestors who's passed away, like literally pushed me to say, Ben, what the fuck you doing? Sit
I
down.
like that.
So I hobbled, and then if they're listening, fuck them. They literally treated me like shit. They expected me to do everything. Like, I've got a broken ankle. I'm in a cast. Like, I can't exactly... I think one of the things was run a Hoover around the house. I can't exactly do that in a broken ankle in a cast, can I?
No.
So I was
Well, you
like...
could, but you're just being fucking lazy.
Well, no. It's not so much that when you've got a broken ankle, right?
You could have just got in a wheelchair. Come
think
on.
about the motion of
I know.
hoovering. You have to really actually I can't
Push
hoover
it.
for a long time. I can do it. I just can't do it because of the amount of body pain I would be in, because I have really bad body pain. But that's a different subject for a different thing. But
For anyone who's interested, check out Steph's channel.
yeah, but yeah. So like running the hoover round for me is painful. But to do it with a broken ankle, you still have to like stretch the muscles in your legs to
Yeah.
do it, and that is dangerous for said ankle.
Yeah, and it was just... I just felt like, well, they don't care about me. Like, I might as well just go home. But I was scared about coming home. Like, I wanted to come home. I wanted to come home for like ages, but I was just scared because I'd lost my friends, some
Apart
of
from
my
me.
family and stuff. But I'm lucky because I've got them back. But it would have just been weird if I went home and nothing was the same. Like, you know, I was just an outsider and didn't have you guys. And
the thing is during the time, and I won't go into specifics, but a lot of people sort of said to me, why you help him? And I went, and I said that, I can't remember who said it to me, and I'm not going to mention names, but I sort of said, look, at the end of the day, I've been on my own through, I've dated people who've sort of made me doubt who my friends are. And the thing with it is I've been in that position, I've been alone, I've had no one to back me up. For fuck's sake, Dan.
Soz.
why are you closing your laptop down? It's your phone.
Twat. But yeah, it sort of, I'd sort of said to Ben, look, just do what you think's best for you.
And I kind of saw what was best for me, and I just
Went for it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Or hobbled towards it, shall we say.
Well, I went home. I think I spoke about this the last podcast, actually. I went home and I had my broken ankle still, because obviously it doesn't get fixed in 3 days. Grant thinks he's Justin Bieber whipping his hair back and forth.
That's Willow Smith that whips her hair back and forth.
Yeah, but Justin Bieber that did it as well. He hasn't got hair like Willow Smith.
Give it a couple of years.
Get braids.
Yeah.
But yeah, like literally, my house has got steep steps. You know what my house looks like, right? Yeah. I literally jumped out of the car, ran up them stairs, and literally ran to my mum and gave her like massive hug and stuff. And then I was just sitting on the sofa eating toast and started crying, and then gave my brother a massive hug, my dad
toast.
a hug, tubby toast,
Hot buttery toast.
tubby toast.
Tubby toast.
Chubby toast in my mouth.
I'm going to somewhere else.
But yeah, I mean, the dog doesn't give a shit about our emotion. He's like, literally, I once like pretended to act dead, and he went, yeah, whatever, and just walked away.
He does seem, I mean, obviously I've met Ben's dog, he does seem like a right little fucker, like, he seems lovely, he's like, oh, hello, and he sort of sniffs you as you walk in, tries to, and then grabs your mum's shoes and fucks off.
Yep. Politicians, eh? Listen
Right,
up to Dad's
right.
podcast.
Just a quick shameless plug for Dan's podcast. If you want to know what the fuck we're talking about, please listen to
Chats, games, and other crap on the 14th of September. Where
2018.
episode 5 comes out.
Available on Spotify.
Available on iTunes Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and Amazon.
And ddlsmithworld.com.
And DDLSmith.
which is the best platform because the website is awesome and you can get some sweet merch on there.
Thanks.
God help me, I've just turned into Jake Paul. Excuse me while I jump out the window.
Well,
but
he's
yeah,
now gone out the window, so I guess it's our podcast now.
Fuck
We've
off.
overruled it.
yeah. See you later.
Quick, let's talk about some conspiracy theories.
Fuck off.
I'm muting your channel.
I'm not listening to about Lady Gaga for another half hour.
Yeah, no, fuck
It's
that.
bad enough listening to
Just
her
Lady
albums.
Gaga.
Right,
I
Steph,
briefly
shut up.
mentioned her.
Steph, shush.
Overreacting.
And
Shut up.
basically, I do get PRSD symptoms still.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
I think that's just
Like
a thing.
literally, there are times when I just close my eyes and I can picture the house. And I drove past her the other week, and I was just like thinking, just like turning my on, going, "Wait, what a bit." I shouldn't have said that too loud.
No, probably not.
But yeah, and then literally I just sometimes sit back and go, well, "Why the fuck did I do that?" And sometimes I'll still think, "Oh, I'm still a virgin."
What? Sometimes you think you're still a virgin.
Yeah, I lost my virginity to her, so I don't want to think about it. So I'm self-diagnosed virgin.
Self-diagnosed virgin.
That should be pushed on a
That's how I.
t-shirt.
But then again, that's how I
New merch
felt.
coming soon.
Hashtag. Self.
But then again, that's kind of how I felt because
You regretted it. You don't want
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
to,
You kind
see
of
it happen.
regret it. You know, and you're almost like, oh my gosh, like I gave that to someone.
Who wasn't worth my
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Right,
who
yeah.
didn't give a shit and wasn't worth it.
So I was quite lucky on that score. I mean, I waited till I found the right person.
Me.
So you can't be a self-diagnosed virgin anymore
No.
because you want it to happen with Grant.
Well, the thing is,
So I'm young,
So
self-diagnosed
let's talk
virgin.
about their sex life
No.
again.
Let's not, please. My dad watches these podcasts. Really not.
well, he probably knows quite a lot anyway, babe.
Fucking Ben, keep talking about you for fuck's sake. Let's get off my fucking sex life. It's been aired enough during football vlogs.
But yeah, it's just.
Shut up or I'm muting your mic.
Okay, bye everyone.
But
So
no,
it's just me and Dan now.
So hey.
I do think like shit. Well, I've done that, but I think as I say, everything happens for a reason. That's a learning curve. You know, maybe I met her because because the world wanted me to actually appreciate my parents more. Maybe I found her because, you know,
You need to learn about
myself and but I don't know, it's in the past, but it does keep reoccurring, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared of getting in a relationship just in case. I know people are different,
I
but
think the difference is this time though, mate, is you've got us with you, like, whereas last time you openly admit this, you're a complete and utter tool. Like, you've openly admitted it, and you pushed a lot of people away.
I'm not gonna lie, I think it was because if we didn't do anything sexual, I think it would have been a complete different story.
Yeah, but where she was your first, and you've got all this.
Yeah, I've
shit.
got that connection stuff.
Yeah.
and you're quite a.
I really hope your mum doesn't listen to this podcast, because I'd never
and
be able
you-
to look her in the fucking eye again.
Well, it's not so much that, but for you, but I imagine that you're one of those guys that when you meet a girl, you fall for her, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I can see us doing this, see us doing that.
I am quite clingy as such as well.
So am I.
So am I.
Yeah.
That's
So am
why
I.
me and Grant work, because we're just clinging to each other.
Don't go into a relationship. Don't sleep with a girl you're not even in a relationship with, because that's how it all started pretty much. Like, we went to Zen's.
Ugh.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
That place.
That's probably the
Yeah.
place not to go when you're looking for a relationship.
Yeah, but yeah, I am scared of being in a relationship again, but I do want to be back in a relationship because I just love the fact about relationships, but I'm worried that it's going to be like how it was before.
So if anyone wants to date Ben,
Hit me up on my Tinder.
hit him up on his Tinder after his bio was written by the three-man team of
No, it wasn't.
TMD Enterprises. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Four-man team.
No,
5?
it
Hold on,
was.
1, 2,
5?
3, 4.
4.
Who was it?
My mum didn't do anything.
Oh yeah,
Oh, she
me.
did.
It was me, you, and Dan.
Oh yeah, three.
wasn't
Three-man
it-
team.
Didn't Michaela change it?
I think.
I
don't
know
think
she read
did.
it.
No, she read it. No, I think it's three-man team.
3. Yes.
The three-man team of TMD 13 Enterprises.
Yeah.
Offer-
You 30.
I did get another match the other day.
13 Enterprise.
Yeah, but
Tailor-made
No,
disco. Enterprise.
Another shameless plug there from Ben.
Yeah.
another
Find
shameless
myself-
bug that won't make the final cut.
No.
You're beautiful.
My Tinder. Shall I read out my Tinder?
Yeah, do it.
So
How many matches you get?
I am a music producer for Fake Taxi. It's not working.
Are we actually reading this out as well?
Yeah.
At least he's reading it himself. He's finally got the ball. He's got
Music
the-
producer for Fake Taxi. Bearing in mind, Grant made the most of this. So Grant's parents. are
That's just
listening.
my dad who watches this. And to be fair, you shouldn't have let me loose on your Tinder because you know I'm a complete fuckwit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good that you're getting this psychological trauma out. On the
Exactly.
podcast.
So
We've gone from being used for sex to talking about Tinder. The circle.
hashtag
of
not
life.
sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Disc jockey
Hashtag
fan
Tinder
of football.
sponsor us.
Message for Facebook and number. Living strongly, looking for someone. Huge magic hands that are perfect for playing instruments. Wink, tongues out, crazy face. Also like to paint your ass green and spank you like a disobedient avocado. Always up for
was
hashtag
Avocado.
avocado. Always up for hashtag lads night out. Lads with a Z.
Lads.
Hit me up to be your daddy. I'm up for anything and everything. Weird sideways tongue out face. I'm in a little rocker emoji. No mufflers on extra instruments brought to the party. Also have a furries fetish and always down to be an owner if you play an unmuffled trombone. And my anthem is Manganello is not a dildo by Chaos Conspiracy.
Do you know, I've never actually
Theory.
listened to that song.
Conspiracy theory.
Neither have I.
No, but at the same time, I think that was just done on a, like, with banter. That was just...
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
kept it for banter.
And to
like-
be fair, it works.
I've kept it
reasonably
for
well.
banter. I've got my eyes on someone. I don't use it. I just swipe. Just right. See how many matches I can get with that bio. It's a scientific experiment.
It's a
Yes, let's turn
scientific.
this into-
Yes,
But
Ben
not
is just a thirsty ass
scientific,
motherfucker.
It's a social experiment.
It's a social. Yes. Yeah,
All right, Sam Pepper, calm
I've
down.
got my eyes on someone else. So
Ooh, who is it?
We are not revealing that on the podcast.
Not her name, but
Tune
tell
in next
us
week to
about
find
her.
out who Ben has a crush on.
I think I know. It's me. The way he was staring at me 5 minutes ago across the table.
Let's get hard.
Oh, you touch my daughter.
Oh, my ding ding dong. Bum 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 bum. Where?
Alright, be fair, let's have a look. The fact that Steph, for anyone wondering what the fuck that noise is. Oh. We've lost Dan and Steph to weird
Sorry, Dan.
noises.
I just don't go.
I love how Dan mocks me and goes, oh!
Dan's having a seizure, Steph's had a breakdown.
Well, Steph had a like that, like a little rabbit.
Rabbit
At
and a
least I do
seizure.
that mine now. At least I like do that like.
She tried that once.
What,
What,
rabbit?
be a rabbit?
Whatever you're into.
Well. Let's correct that. It wasn't a rabbit, it was a Playboy bunny.
Still counts. Yeah, so I think
I
R.I.P.
say
owner
rabbit.
of Playboy.
yeah.
What a good guy he was.
Hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored.
If I get
Hashtag bonuses every week.
If I get sponsored by Playboy, that's it. I'm balling. I've given up. Fuck the podcast.
Do we get sponsors every week?
And
with
we're
that?
now we're now sponsored by the Playboy Casino in London.
Wait, does the Playboy consider?
Great drink. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
I
Great
mean-
drinks, great casinos. I'd turn gay if I saw those slots, but
Other casinos are available.
like Chop Casino.
Betfred.
Anyway, moving away from
I wonder if they do slag race there.
moving away from casinos.
Is that an actual sport?
No,
Oh, we should do that.
because you got drag race and then at Playboy you can have a slag race.
So for anyone wondering, I have just muted everyone else's mic while they get this out their systems.
We love you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I think it would essentially be horse racing, but with slags instead.
Dan's picking his nose.
So after a brief jump cut while things got a little bit fun and funky, and now there's stuff all over the roof and such.
It's dripping on me.
It's in my eye. So yeah, I think the thing is though is I think everyone deals with shit like this differently. I mean, without wishing to sort of push Ben out, I mean, there are times that you looked at him while he was in that relationship and just thought, what the fuck are you doing? But as friends, you've got to stand by people, and to be fair, I'd never turn away someone who needs help. Hence why I've basically become, like, in essence, everyone's fucking counsellor at the age of 21, and I'm already going grey. So, Jeremy Kyle, watch out, because I'm after your show. So, yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered.
Talking of Jeremy Kyle,
For
quickly.
fuck's sake.
Have you seen the David Williams and Friends where he does middle class Jeremy
Yes.
Kyle? It's so hilarious.
You finished selflessly plugging comedians now.
Oh, there is also another comedian,
You don't... Well, in United Football Club, do not count as comedians.
Kieran Paul, comedian.
Grant Mayhew, comedian.
Dartford Football Club, football.
Fucking funnier than you are.
Really?
It's podcast team.
Really, all I will say
Podcast.
is Playboy slag race coming to the UK soon.
And with that, Steph is now excluded from the podcast.
Every podcast.
Yep. She's never appearing again. So,
Yay!
lads weekend. Lads.
Lads.
Lads not out.
Why,
So I
so
think-
you can all talk about my tits behind my back.
I don't do it behind your back.
Oh,
So,
I was going to say, talk about your back behind your
Well, technically they are behind my tits.
but I think we've pretty much covered everything that's gone down with you, haven't we?
What about that?
No, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to segue on.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You are very bad at transitions.
Well, it's a bit odd when you've got some fucking welling knob sat across the table. But no, I think the thing is I think in terms of our group, there's one person who isn't here. She's in America at the moment, who's like probably the closest person to me. But I think overall, I think Dan's story is probably one of the most sort of out there ones, should we say?
Well, I have to be out there. I'm Dan.
You're camp
I'm
AF.
sassy and camp as fuck.
You two finish fucking whispering. Right. No, I'm not
Nonsense.
being funny. In your own time, feel fucking free. But we are on a time limit. Let's get going. Fucking hell. So yeah, like I think if we just hand the floor to Mike, Mike,
Hand the floor to Mike.
Hand them down to Mike.
tell your story.
I don't know where to start now. Oh, we're gonna be here for some hours.
That's fine.
Where would you like me to start?
In the beginning, God created.
Okay,
Adam and
well,
Steve.
before there was everything, there was nothing. And then came the Big Bang.
And then fast forward about 2,000 years, and then we have a dam.
2,000 years from the Big Bang. Well, from 2,000 years from the Big
It'd be
Bang,
still like minus
there was
15
then
million
now
years.
protons and neutrons.
For fuck's sake.
And they
Okay, fast
now
forward
they're
to
married.
Lovely.
Okay, in the present, I'm doing a podcast. But no, we'll go back to a couple of years ago then. Was my first suicide attempt.
Okay, we're going with that straight off the bat.
Yeah, why not?
All right, fair enough.
This is how I talk about it.
Yeah, fair for it. Go.
So, yeah, there was quite a lot. Ever since I was about 6 or so, there's always been quite a lot of stress, especially with families, split families, mostly moving about quite a lot in my youth. And in a way, a lot of people's always said I'm smart, and so I've hated school just naturally. But it was always really difficult in primary school and in secondary as well to keep up, just because the sheer amount of moving schools, constantly different curriculums, it was always so hard to follow. So I zoned out of education completely. Hence why I'm, in radio and not like a big time banker making the bunnies.
Nothing wrong with radio.
Well,
You can go anywhere.
If it's
with
good enough for
radio.
Christian O'Connell, it's good enough for us.
There's
Just-
nothing. You can go
All
anywhere
we
with radio. You
hear
wouldn't be
is
judged on your
Radio
looks.
Gaga.
that's actually quite true. You would not be judged on your looks.
Yeah.
Only your personality, which is also just as ugly
About
as
as
my
good
face.
as a damp carrot.
Why'd you describe things as carrots? Why not cauliflowers and broccolis?
Cauliflower's
everyone
fluffy.
hates
Cabbage is
cabbages
green. Strawberry sweeter.
than any
I've seen.
All right, Grant.
I don't even know whose fucking mics I've muted at this point.
I think who's have you muted?
Day and night, the apples are ripe, the plums are ripe.
Is it broken? It's fine. Thank fuck. I thought I just lost the podcast.
Maybe you shouldn't be such a tyrant.
Well, maybe you want to get back on fucking topic.
Stop singing. This isn't X Factor.
Exactly.
By the way, it's a no from me. And fuck off.
But no, sorry, Dan, as you were saying.
So yeah, it was always quite difficult in school. So much that in year 8 I essentially pulled out. I was homeschooled myself.
You homeschooled yourself.
I homeschooled myself.
Self-diagnosed homeschool.
Self-diagnosed homeschool. There's a small group of us who were also homeschooled as well, so we would end up meeting up and collaborating together, but essentially we took education into our own hands, which allowed me to work on very creative things. But at the same time, it was also quite secluding in a way, because...
You were outside the social bubble.
Yeah, because as a school kid, generally, most of your friends are within
Your
that
age.
school time.
Yeah.
You're there all week with them. And
Chucking
really,
paper airplanes around the class.
essentially, yeah. And
Sticking plug sockets. Sticking scissors in the plug sockets.
so that was always quite
Exciting.
exciting, shocking. But I didn't really have that kind of thing there.
Have plug sockets and scissors at least.
We had plug sockets and scissors, but
Ben, you've been round his house.
He does have many plug sockets. He has one hanging from a ceiling, and that's
Yeah, that's fucking baller though.
not when your phone drops and cracks and you break your foot with a mayonnaise.
don't
When
put
the
your-
vape or when the vape falls on you.
No, see, I didn't break.
when a
vape
squeaky
leaks,
chicken
yeah.
falls on you.
Also, very sorry to interrupt. So just to caveat quickly, there will be a special video coming out for my 100 subscriber special, and it is going to be it's something interesting.
hanging from a plug socket.
Gone wrong.
Yeah, the phone just cracks and breaks your foot. Like cracks and your foot.
Use English, you dick.
I can't. I'm gibberish.
This is not a Dutch podcast. Come on.
Fucking hell. Sorry, Dan. Continue.
So yeah, it was always quite secluding, and me overthinking everything all the time, not really having so much of that social life there, just made things even worse. As I grew older, I became more,
Aware?
psychologically aware, essentially, because my brain develops to that point of...
Still not fully developed.
It was far from developed.
It's like those.
Look at his shirt. He spilled jam on his shirt.
It was a very oozy donut.
Oh, I bet it was, eh?
It got very excited and it came all over him.
And it was red. So
Jammy sod.
there's something wrong with it.
Jammy
It was
sod.
on his period.
This was going so well at the start.
We started so well. 49 minutes and 58 seconds in, and we've already fucked it.
Is that how long we've done?
Yeah.
Bloody
Longer
hell.
than we normally get, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least we haven't. All I've had to do is stop the recording twice because you've got to be fucking
That wasn't me. You were when we were singing about strawberries and
plums and Christ knows what else. I don't know how much of the mic would have picked that up, but anyway.
But yeah, I was more... That's my hair. On the
Stop
mixing
multing
desk.
on the fucking mixer.
So I became more psychologically enabled as such to end up processing what I'd gone through with my childhood, through moving about quite a lot between my mother and my father, having a half-sister there. So a lot of that got me down, and then there was no one really there to talk to. So I ended up coming to college. Essentially, we're recording at the same college now.
whoop whoop
Whoop,
college.
whoop. College life.
College life. Hashtag
Student life.
boys.
Hashtag student life.
Hashtag debt.
Hashtag crippling
Many-
debt.
many debts.
Hashtag
Many dicks.
Hashtag living off Aldi noodles.
Hashtag Dave.
hashtag microwavable explosions.
Shout out to Dan's podcast.
Hashtag.
Let's get on with the fucking
Hashtag
podcast.
unable to get a mortgage.
Hashtag. Fuckery.
Hashtag.
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 Hashtag in many hashtags.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. I broke the thing again.
It's okay, we're done.
We're not
So-
done. We're about halfway through the fucking thing.
So, college life for me ended up getting a fair amount better, but it ended up going downhill with long-term stress and just everything that I had grown up around. Essentially, moving back into a more normal life, it was quite of a challenge in a way. I'm not gonna cry. Are you gonna cry?
No, I'm just getting it ready.
Okay.
Is that tissues?
Yeah. So essentially, it ended up getting too much. I ended up planning quite a lot, suicide quite a lot, and then I went through with it and spent about 2 weeks in a general hospital, tied up to dextrose IV drips and vitamin drips, with a high risk of ended up being moved to King's College and having my liver removed.
Nice.
But I know, right? And then I can eat it with some steak and kidney pie.
And a nice
Yeah,
Yes,
tomato.
but the
Onions
thing
would be great.
is, if you got your liver removed, you wouldn't be able to drink.
That's quite true.
And you would have just had a transplant anyway.
Not necessarily.
No, you don't have. You can live without liver.
It just means you can't drink. Actually, to be fair, I think it shuts down. That's something else for another podcast we can discuss.
How the fuck would you not be able to drink?
Oh,
Though?
for fuck's sake.
Exactly,
As
right.
in,
It's part
as
of
in
my
you can't
personality
have
now.
any alcohol.
Non-alcoholic alcohol.
I think
It's not alcohol.
I don't
it's
even
fruit
think you'd
juice.
be able. I don't even think you'd be able to have coffee
You
or
wouldn't because
energy
you're
drink.
processing. And also a lot of antidepressants end up, your liver ends up soaking up that to take it into your bloodstream and into your brain. So generally, a lot of antidepressants will be off the market for anyone with very
Very
bad
liver.
livers like that as well. So really would not have been helpful. And so yeah.
End of podcast.
Please turn the tape over.
Please turn
Time
to side
for
B.
side B.
Coming up on side B.
More complete
What the fuck
fuckery.
is this on a vinyl?
No, it's on a
Totally.
tape.
This is
Oh.
a recording of the latest podcast by the wonderfully disastrous podcast.
Fucking
The
hell, she's
exit's
decent, you know.
This vinyl track podcast is made up of 8 vinyls on 2 sides each. Please turn now to vinyl for side A.
You have
Mind
One.
the gap.
message.
Message 1. Pass the fucking ball!
Pass it, you cunt. For fuck's sake.
The one word you can't say.
mind
you're gonna have to
the
bleep
gap.
that for me.
Can you please?
So yes, Dan will. Yeah.
I love how within 30 seconds I was just like,
For fuck's sake.
I killed myself. And then 30 seconds later, we're just
Fucking
to
about-
side
Hold
B.
up, hold up. End of final message.
Or mind the gap.
This train is about to depart.
Please
Calling
stand clear of
at
this.
Swanley, Bromley South, Orpington, and
Good trains are you getting?
What about,
Some fucking weird lines,
what about
right?
this train? This train is delayed by 6 minutes.
hours. The train now approaching at platform 2 is a southeastern service
To
calling
fucking nowhere because we're
Calling out
useless twats.
Gravesend.
London Blackfriars. This train is formed of 8 coaches. Please mind the gap.
This train will be departing in never. It is now snowing.
Never.
You are stuck
We are
at
on
this train
strike.
station.
You fuckers.
Welcome to your never-ending journey at standing at the train station. This is the southeastern service to the same station you are currently at.
This is a customer announcement. We are about to close the shop. And can an Asda race please go to checkout free for a mayonnaise spillage?
What about this one? What about
Dan, mute this for me. You're a fucking cunt, just to let you know.
You didn't let me mute it in time. Try again.
It's fine. I mean, when you're doing the post edit, I'll get you to put the bleeps in.
Okay.
Hit the bleeps.
What about
Hit the bleep.
There you go.
Have you ever heard like in the supermarket them do a sequel when someone's been sick?
No.
Bing bong. This is a cleaning staff announcement.
It
There
would
is.
be horrible in the supermarket.
Fuck off.
It has to be like this. It has to be very preppy, like staff announcement. Can Emily please go to aisle 8? There has been a small accident. They actually call it a small accident. I swear that they do.
Emily's not working today. It's actually Denise.
Oh, Denise!
Why, Denise, you
Get your
fucking
ass in a
bitch.
fight.
Ben fucking vomited again on the cheese aisle.
How much have you had, Ben? I don't know.
Oh, we could do last night of the football.
All we could do last night at the football.
No, we could.
Is this still going on the public announcement system?
Totally.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Oh, next Sunday.
No, this Sunday, you stupid
This Sunday,
knob.
football training, we're going to be doing announcements for players, and each player's going to have to step forward and wave or something, then step back. Like the Americans do in football.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, getting. I'm assuming.
Serious again.
I'm assuming you've.
I finished,
You
yes.
finished. Well, obviously, for anyone who knows me, knows that last year I was quite severely injured with a bad knee injury. And obviously, those of you who've been subscribed to the channel for a fairly long time will know I've already spoken about my mental health. What I've never really covered is how it's affected me while playing sport, because obviously I love playing football. I'm a qualified referee. I'm a coach. You know, it's sort of
You're a coach?
Yeah, I'm a qualified coach.
I thought you were a bus. Sorry, I just had to say that.
I thought you were the southeastern service to London Bridge.
Are you a
Calling
train
The next
replacement?
stop is Dartford Town Centre.
Oh no, the next stop is we're all fucking screwed.
The next stop is nowhere, because we're going to kill you here. Please avoid screaming.
Please do
As
not
the
mind the
dement-
gaps.
Please fall down.
Please jump off the train onto the electric rail and die in a bin.
Hashtag population control.
Hashtag Illuminati confirmed. Hashtag Illuminati
So basically, what you
confirmed.
fuckers have done, this podcast was going to be fine. The Illuminati were going to watch this and be like, oh, it's all right. Now you lot have got me fucking killed.
Again.
Fuck's sake, third time this week.
You're just on everyone's fitness now.
But no,
What are friends for, huh?
the worst thing for me is, obviously, I hurt my knee, I think it must have been May, a couple of years back. And I was having a bit of a rough game refereeing, so I lost my temper and I kicked out of my bag and my knee locked completely. And anyone who's had that happen knows it is painful. It's not just painful, it's fucking scary because you don't know what's happened. It won't thing. So it unlocked and I ended up running the line with a knee brace on. So I was like, alright, no worries. Sort of go from there. Finished the season, got to about July and I started working up London. Anyone who watches my videos will know where
I think, was that Oxford Circus?
Oxford Street, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
same
Marble
thing.
Arch, strictly
Yeah.
speaking. Yeah, I worked up there, and one day, like, my knee buckled that badly that I almost fell off the platform. I almost went under a train because my knee went out from under me. And
I feel bad about the joke I just made.
yeah, you fucking should, you prick.
Awkward turtles.
It's like that.
Awkward turtle. Starfish. Jellyfish.
What have they been taking?
Meth.
LSD fishes.
I have been taken. LSD. I will terminate you.
Why do you
in
get someone so
5
monotone working on your
minutes.
podcast?
I know, honestly, she fucking complains about people being monotone, and she fucking sits there and she's
I cannot comply.
My
Sorry.
name is Steph.
I am a fucking piece of pizza.
I am an artificial intelligence with only one form of verbal tone. This is my verbal tone.
Please put your penis in
My name is Steph.
pocket.
It's literally Ben on actual radio.
Yeah, literally.
I am not a clone.
You're listening to my radio show.
Welcome.
To the weakest link. Dun, 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 dun.
But no, I love how
I love how the other studio's mic live display goes off just at the end of that done. It's like dun dun off.
But no, I think the worst thing is I went to the doctors and they sort of said to me, "Oh well, you know, we'll send you a physio and whatever, and then we'll send you to see a specialist." Well, I thought, all right, no worries. And they originally told me 6 to 8 weeks out. 4 months later, and a shit ton of physio. Like, the thing that no one really seemed to realise was, well, that was fucking dreadful.
I tried to throw a tissue aeroplane at you. And
But
it
no,
just fucking failed.
The issue.
Not how you make a tissue aeroplane.
The issue with it was that I've always been very football orientated,
Yeah.
and this is the first real. Well, no, apart from almost being paralysed in school, this was only like the second proper bad injury I'd had, and it all came to a head where I went on holiday, and after being told, look, you can't play football through if you get tackled too bad, then your leg's gonna go and you'll be screwed and you'll need fuck off bibbing your horn, you prick.
And you'll need to fuck off and stop bipping your horn.
Yeah, exactly.
We know Ben.
The doctor sort of said to me, like, you don't like risk it. And I went on holiday and I did kick a ball about it a little bit. But the thing is I didn't enjoy it. And anyone who knows me knows that when I'm not enjoying my football, that's when I'm really, really in the shit mentally. And I mean, I mean, Steph was with me the whole way through it, but I think the worst thing is when we played a friendly just as I come back from injury and we lost 9-0. And I'm not going to lie, I played like total shit. Okay, we were playing against someone who's a semi-professional player. We won't say for which club, just in case, because shut up, Ben.
Can you let me know after? Oh, is it?
Shut up!
It's what?
And
Could
he
you
scored.
say that loud
Shut
enough for the
up,
microphones
Dan.
to hear?
But he scored it, and to be fair, his goals were screamers. Like, there was nothing I could do to. One of them I got a glove to, and it still went him. He was smacking them in from long range. And the issue with it was that made me feel so crap, and I actually turned around to one point and said, I can't be asked to play football anymore.
Quick, I'm just going to have to pop next door because I'm doing a little bit on my shoulder.
That's fine, go on.
Yeah. You can carry on without me.
That's fine. We're planning to anyway. Oh, Dan's already done it. So I think, I mean, I don't know. It's just really a really bad sort of struggle because I thought, well, shit. Like, I've put all this effort in. You know, I've pushed the rehab and I've come back and I'm shit. Sorry if you heard a mic interference. I just caught it as a wave me hand. But I think what helped me is having people around me who sort of may not have understood why it was so bad, but understood that it hit me hard. Because I've always been told I'm shit. I've always been told I'm this. I've always been told I'm never going to make anything in my life. And that's given me such a chip on my shoulder that I'm like, no, you know what? Fuck off. I'm not having it. And I've always pushed hard. And that game broke me. Like, I've never felt so crap after a game. And I mean, I've had games where we've lost because I've made a mistake. One of them happened at our recording area at the college. I made a mistake and we lost 2-1. It was a simple save. All right, I was blindsided by the defender. But I should have saved the ball easily. But mistakes are made. I'm a goalkeeper. the thing is, and this is not me taking shots at anyone, I really had no one who really understood where I was coming from, playing wise. No one in the friendship group we had played football the same way I did. And no one really understood. And I think what really, and Steph, you can back me up here, there was that time, I remember I came off refereeing and my knee was seizing up as I was walking off the pitch. Do you remember when you came up to...
I think it was like fielding
Dance and
Crayford.
Sports? Was
No,
it?
it was fielding
Yeah,
Crayford.
Dance and Sports. And my knee was locking up and I was doing a 80-minute kids, like under 14s game, I think it was. And I think that's what sort of really made Steph realise, like, fucking hell, he's in a bad way. And there was that, obviously, I was on a thing of, I ended up just most nights crying myself to sleep because of how bad I felt about it, because I felt it was my fault. And yeah, okay, I should have got it looked at sooner, but refereeing is my main source of income and I can't take time out. It's to the extent now that I still don't think it's right. But I guess the moral of the story is, and if you're a young aspiring footballer listening to this, I don't know why the fuck you would be, to be frightfully honest, but never give up. Like, you're always going to get people, and I think that we can, alright, Ben's not here at the moment, but everyone can reiterate, you're going to get told all the way through life, you're shit, you're scum, you're this, you're that, you're fucking nothing, you know, I'm fine, fuck off, Dan. I'm going to fucking... Ow!
Why are you crying now?
Well, fucking cry, you bitch. But no, like, I sat there and was like, you know, I sort of sat there and I cried most nights and I just thought, why me? Why the fuck like, I've not done anything wrong. And, you know, I had stuff going on in my personal life as well, away from football, that wasn't happening. You know, I had stuff with people I thought would never leave me. They walked away. I was having friends really struggling. And all of that added up. Like, and it is one hell of a strain when you feel like you're on your own. Like, the thing is our group, I'm normally the voice who sort of sits there and says it how it is. Normally after I've had a bit to drink. But I'll normally be the first one. If I think someone's being a twat, I'll tell them as much. And I mean, we've had incidents, I won't go into details, but we've had it where we've had people go at each other and I've really lost my temper with them. And I think that the thing is I think with mental health, there isn't enough being done in terms of sport. There are so many footballers, the likes of Gary Speed, I think it's Justin Fashanu, who, although I think he committed suicide because he was bullied for being gay, there isn't enough being done in sport. I mean, if you look at every other, or almost every other aspect, or even if you look at comedians, look at Robin Williams, sorry. Fucking hell, I almost had all the menopausal mums on me back there saying Robbie had died. Fucking hell.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, I watch... You know, now I take better care of myself. But I look at the likes of Steph and Dan and even my parents, Nan, whoever else, and they do drive me to do so much better. You know, and I mean, I'm going in this season, I want to get football trials, I want to go and play football, because I believe I can do it. You know, and the thing is, right, is, for all I know, I could be fine and my knee could give way one day. You know, I could end up being completely fucked. Like, my knee could just buckle underneath me. But people have said to me, you're not good enough, you don't have this, you don't have that, and it's never once stopped me. And I think the main difference now and when I first put my video out about my depression is, honestly, I'm a lot tougher mentally now. Not in a way of I shut people out, but instead of letting people bother me, I dismiss them from my life. I don't hate people. I dismiss them. Once you're dismissed from my life, you have no holding over me anymore. You know, I watched this podcast from a true Geordie, and I think you've watched it as well, haven't you?
I think you've shown me it.
Yeah. Well, it's about this dude who ended up in prison on death row. And I watched that podcast, and it resonates with you, because it's like, what's the point in hating someone? Because they hold it over you. You know, with your first, like the boyfriend you lost your virginity to, he still has, you know, he can sit there and go, yeah, but I've lost my virginity. But then you can turn around and go, yeah, but I found someone who actually loves me. For me, you know, you can sit there and you can go, you know what, no matter what life fucking threw at me, I'm still going to go, fucking hell,
Oh my God, you can imitate me perfectly.
I had more camp than you do sometimes, fucking hell. But no, the thing is I always say I will never turn away someone who needs help. Just as a rule. You're right over there, we're keeping you up.
It is past her bedtime.
Yeah, I know, honestly.
I only had 2 hours sleep.
Gets to 10 No, you had 3 hours sleep, you lying mare.
True.
I had 2 as well, fuck you. But no,
I
like...
had about 7.
Fuck you, get out. Actually, no, don't get out because I don't know what I'm doing. But, I don't know, I think I speak for all of us, though, when I say no matter what, we're a family, we're not close friends. We are a family now. You know, and I mean, every time I've stepped on a pitch, like during the charity game, if you see it when I come on, I applauded over at my group because everyone was stood together, and I applauded them as I came on, and people would think that's me being cocky, and I was actually told that I look like a right cocky twat when doing it, but I did it to say thank you for the support, because let's face it, I wouldn't be here without the people around me. I've tried to kill myself 9 times. That's life. That's my past. And it's shaped who I am. You know, I have trouble trusting people, but at the same time, I trust people too much. I literally am an antisocial social person. I'm the most confusing motherfucker going. That's God's honest truth. See, that's the problem with you pushing your mic up. Now you have to lift your fucking head up. But no, I think the thing with it is you look at the likes of Steph, of Dan, they've both had some pretty shitty things happen. Even Ben. But we've all helped each other through it. And I think that's the thing. And I mean, there's stuff that we've not mentioned on the podcast for obvious reasons, because it's still quite fresh, so to speak. But every day, I can speak for myself, I can't speak for anyone else, but it's a battle. You know, it's that battle of getting out of bed and trying to do something with life when there are days that I don't want to get up. I'd quite happily just stay in my duvet all day. And just...
I was more than happy to today until about 20 past 11 when I thought, oh fuck, I should get up now.
Yeah, and then about 11:30 you had a very loud goalkeeper saying, get the fuck out of bed before I throw the fucking donuts at you.
I think the actual phrase was, get the fuck up, hurry up, we have to be somewhere. I bought donuts.
And then you came bombing down the stairs.
And I was like, donuts! With a toothbrush sticking out my gob.
Donuts!
Donuts!
Hang on, I can recreate it. Donuts!
There we go.
Oh,
I love
I want you.
But no, fucking hell, this podcast is going
If
to
anyone's wondering, that is literally what we do with each other sometimes.
It's pretty
we
much.
literally do that.
I've done it to. We do it in front of Dan. It's quite funny. No, but I think to finish off though, I'd say if you could change one thing about yourself currently, what would you change?
Honestly, I don't know. Because there's a fair amount of things I would change, but if they did actually change, then I wouldn't have had any kind of experience with those kind of things. Therefore, I would be a different person.
In fact, you probably wouldn't be sat here right now.
Right,
Exactly.
when you say recently, how...
No, I mean like now, as in
Right this moment.
Right now.
yeah, right here, sitting in this room
What
in your
I
leopard print
would
crop top.
change is probably... I would change... if it was physically possible, I wouldn't be in as much pain. So I'd be able to do more.
You might want to tell people what you want changed, babe, because you kind of just jumped over the top of it.
Physical pain. You want less physical pain.
Yeah, I
There
want
we
less
go.
physical
There we
pain.
Got there in the end.
Yeah, I want less physical
Oh,
pain.
fuck's sake, my fucking phone's dying again.
So I can actually do things in my life. So yeah, because, you know, when my boobs are so big, it's affecting my back and my ribs, so I can't do loads of physical tasks at the moment. Like, I even struggle in the bedroom. So yeah.
It's on 68%, is that alright?
Yeah.
Cool.
Would have been better if it was 1 more percent. I sometimes struggle in the bedroom. 69%.
No, if I could
gonna work me.
Thank you.
If I could change one thing right now, it would be...
Me naked?
No, it would be...
Me naked.
Fuck's sake, you two shut up. It would be not waking up in the morning and feeling like complete shit. Because that's been constant for about 6 months. You know, I've spoken to you about it. I've always said I have very, very little self-worth. The only reason I really take care of myself now is because of my family and whatever around me. Because I don't want them to see me in pain. And I think that's the thing, is as a bloke, and I mean, women are almost... It's okay for women to show emotion, but as a bloke...
There's still quite a huge bit in our society that says that it's
you
wrong
can't show
almost,
emotion,
you know.
you can't cry.
Although it's getting better, it's still nowhere near where it should be.
See, I would prefer a guy who talks to me about what's going on in their head and is actually emotionally relatable than someone who's trying to be this Jack of the lads, who's trying to be all macho and...
For anyone wondering, I do both.
Very well, might I add.
How do you know?
I'm turned on sometimes.
You've turned on. What have you two been doing in the bathroom that I don't know about?
Not stuff for this podcast. Fuck,
I
she's
thought
on-
we were both going to get hit then.
Yeah, so I saw movement and I was like, shit.
Taking my shoe off right now.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it's a Doc Martin.
Guys, if there's any,
so-
if you hear a lad scream and abuse,
And then a crash.
and then a crash,
We've just been kicked in the head with Doc Martens.
for the second time in about a month. But no, I mean, I don't know. Like, I suppose in that way, I'll end on a question that True Geordie always asks his guests: how do you want people to remember you?
As an artist.
Probably as an artist, I guess. As a cool lad.
Such a fucking bitch
I want
cop out.
I want them to remember me as a creative person and as a free person, if that makes sense. I don't want them to remember me as this, poor girl who had all this pain and all this shit. I want them to remember me as a creative artist.
I generally don't see that the deal with leaving legacies and things. If you do something that's that worthwhile, then you're going to be remembered for it. But sometimes I feel with leaving legacies, it's what other people remember you by. It's not something you can fully control. So I think it's just being in the moment and doing as good as you can. And if there is something exceptional that has been out of that, then that's what your legacy leaves behind. And honestly, I would rather be remembered for just me being me. Totally. And Ben, I think, as you're back.
Yeah.
Ben's back.
How would you? Well, we'll throw this out to you. It's like the final question. How do you want people to remember you?
Um,
And if you say one of the lads, we're all going to kick you.
Yep.
two other lads.
You hit the
Snotty.
microphone.
Snotty. Is actually snotty.
Yes.
Sorry, it's annoying me how you left stuff in that.
I've been sitting there for like an hour. I want to be remembered as someone who was fun. Because, life's too short. Especially when you've got things going around like cancer, which can cut your life short drastically. Like, be fine one day, get run over the next day. Like, you don't know what's going to happen around the corner. So you just need to make the most from your life, really. But yeah.
If I could change one thing about myself right now, it would be my top. Because I feel like a pleb for...
If I could
Spinning
change one
jam.
thing
You know what's
about
funny? I'm wearing white and I'm really surprised that I haven't got anything down
And
my
as she
shirt
says
yet.
that, that's going to go straight down her top
I can imagine that as well.
and down her cleavage.
And you will lick it off later.
No.
I was going to say that, but yeah.
Wow.
Hi,
Well-
Grant's dad. How are you?
No, I don't.
We feel as awkward as you do.
Do you know what? Honestly, I want people to remember me as someone who maybe made some shitty decisions in life, maybe could have handled things better, but given everything that's been thrown at me down the years, I've kind of come out of it looking okay. And the fact that I've got a family around me of people who I know would take a bullet for me, and I would for them, honestly. Like, I've got people around me now who I never want to let go. And you know what? If I
Don't worry, I'm not Rose. I won't let go.
fucking hell.
Just
She
say
could have
you
moved
won't
over.
let
There
go.
was enough room for him.
Right,
Selfish bitch.
shut up. All right, we're not getting into
It was
conspiracy
her
theories
tits.
about the fucking Titanic.
Her tits were too big.
Well, it's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. There was
Whatever.
room. She could have moved over.
It could be camera magic. It could be a really small plank.
Yeah, we are
but-
kind of quoted from the film, aren't we? And not like the actual
Is
event.
it based on real life? Was that the actual wooden piece? Was that the actual wooden piece?
No. How would they have found that? Come on.
No, but before this lot start off on fucking all kinds of bullshit again,
As always.
as always. No, I just want to say again to anyone out there who is suffering or feels alone or whatever, you're not. There are people out there who will help you. You know, be it Samaritans, be it counselling, be it whatever. There are things out there that can help you through it. And no matter what you can say, like, you can sit there and go, I've got no one or whatever. There's always someone there who will give you a boot up the arse if needed, or put their arm around your shoulder,
Or do both at the same time.
or do both, which is incredibly kinky.
Oh, I say.
Ooh, cheeky.
Oh, cheeky. Touch my bum.
Yummy, yummy.
But anyway, guys, we're going to leave this podcast here. Normal service will resume next time.
Normal service.
Yes, normal service.
This is the Southeastern train. Normal service will be done later.
This is the 1400 Southeastern service
Fucking
to
hell, I fucking delayed you.
Gravesend, calling at Crayford, Dartford,
Sup?
Stone Crossing, Greenhive, Swanscombe, Northfleet, and Gravesend.
Did you want to change your job by any chance?
This train is ready to
Oh
depart.
no! If that was my job to do that, the thing is, right, it's all pre-recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But every time they play that, you earn money. That's like easy.
So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for 100 subscribers. You know, honestly, it means the world to get to 100 subs. 100 subscriber special is being worked on as we speak. And thank you for the support. Thanks for Dan, Steph, and Ben for coming on this podcast. I know it's hard to talk about this kind of thing, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, there is a stigma attached to mental health, and quite frankly, I think it's time that it got kicked out. So, I'm going to leave this podcast here. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.
See you later,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.
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 Bye.